Hello, this is Sachin Thakur, Assistant Professor, Electrical Engineering Department, Chandigarh Polytechnical College, Gurgaon. In this lecture, we are discussing about the programmable logical controller, that is PLC. Before going through the PLC, there are some objectives that how we study in this lecture. First of all, define the basic components of PLC, operation sequence of PLC, comparison between PLC and PC, brands of PLC, PLC sizes, applications of the PLC, relay coil, and the advantages of PLC over electromagnetic relays, that is your EM relays. In this lecture, we are discussing about these topics. First of all, what is PLC? So before PLC, the PLC is the programmable logical controller, or it is the digital computer used for the automation of electromechanical processes such as control of machinery on factory assembly lines, amusement rides, or the lighting fixtures. In this PLC, the PLC is nothing but the digital computer that is used for automation. Automation is nothing but the art of self-operation which do not need any human activities. The work without human activities is known as automation. Nowadays, the PLC is used in many industries and the many machines. So this the figure shows the schematic diagram of PLC. Here, this is the PLC. The PLC looks like that. Here, in the given slides, here I recommend some. There is the connection to first of all, the first is the programming port for PC connection. Here is the port for third-party communication port, memory expansion port, input-output expansion module. Through the input-output expansion module, we connect input and output to the PLC. Here is the 10 kilohertz up-down fast counter. This is the port for 10 kilohertz up-down fast counter, and this is the port for 10 kilohertz up counter, and this is the port for connection of slaves, and this is the port for programming port for PC connection. And here in this and in PLC, you can also see the status of input output display, and this is port is used for onboard analog input and output. If you want to give analog input to the PLC, then it will also show the analog input and the analog output. This is the port for analog input and the output. So this is the schematic diagram of PLC. The PLC looks like that. Now the next is block diagram of PLC. So the PLC mainly consists of three parts. First is your input module. Second is your processor, and third is your output module. Here you can saw the block diagram of PLC. Here this is the power supply, and this power supply is given to the processor, and with the processor there is the programming device. The programming device is nothing but our computer where we programming done in the PLC. And first of all, what is input module? If we are talking about the input module, the input and output module. The input module is the mediator between the input devices and the central processing unit, that is your CPU or the processor. This input module is the mediator between input devices and the central processing unit or the processor, which is used to convert analog signal into digital signal. The main function of the input module is to convert the analog signal into digital signal, because the PLC can take only the digital signal. Whereas the output module is the mediator between output devices, and the processor or the central processing unit. This output module is nothing but it converts your digital signal into analog signals as per our desired output that we connect at the output. Now, second is your processor. The processor section is the brain of PLC. This processor section is the brain of PLC, which consists of RAM, that is your random access memory, ROM, read-only memory, logic solver, and the user memory. The central processing unit is the heart of the PLC. This processor is the heart of the PLC. The CPU can control and monitor and supervise all operation within the PLC. Wherever which command be given in the PLC, it operates and it monitors all the operation in the PLC. This processor, the CPU makes a decision and executes control instruction based on the program instruction in the memory. So this processor is nothing but it is the heart of PLC, and all the logical operations from input side, which type of data we have to evaluate, we have to process, all these operation is done on the processor. Next is your power supply. The power supply is provided to the processor unit. The power supply is provided to the processor unit, input and the output module unit. Power supply may be integral or a separately mounted unit, and most of the PLC operates on 24-volt DC. So the PLC operates on 24-volt DC, but this power supply can fed to a processor unit, input and the output module unit. But nowadays this power supply is inbuilt. This is not separately mounted. It is integral, means inbuilt part of the PLC. Next is the memory section. In PLC there is the memory section. In PLC there is the memory section. The memory section is the area of a CPU or the processor in which the data and information is stored and retrieved. Wherever which program we have given to the PLC from a programming device, this memory section stores the data. Which type of which program we have given to PLC, it's data and information, and it stores the data and information in this section, in memory section. Data memory is used to store numerical data required in math calculations, barcode data, and etc. User memory contains user application program. Whichever we have given the program, we have designed the program that contains only user application program. This memory contains only user application program. Now next is programming device. The programming device are the dedicated devices used for loading the user program. For example, CPU, for example, computer, laptops, where you have designed your program. So this is the programming part, where we have given input to the PLC. It's all on the programming basis, and it is also used to troubleshoot the PLC ladder logic program. And these programming devices are used for loading the user program into program memory, or adding it, or to monitor the execution of the program of the PLC. So this is the block diagram of PLC. Now the next is PLC operation sequence. The PLC operation sequence consists of 4 parts. First is your self-test, second is your input scan, third is your logic scan, and fourth one is your output scan. This the operation sequence mainly consists of 4 parts. In first, self-test. In self-test, this PLC testing its own hardware and software for faults. If there are faults, then it again takes self-test. Means everything is okay in PLC. Good scan. If there are no problem, PLC will copy all the inputs and copy their values into memory. The input scan, after self-test, the PLC done input scan. In input scan, if there are no problems, PLC will copy all the inputs and copy their values into memory. Next is logic scan. First is self-test, second is input scan, and then logical scan. In logic scan, using inputs, the ladder logic program is solved once and the outputs are updated. In this, every program we have given in the PLC, its operation perform and it update its outputs. Next is output scan. Which in output scan, while solving the logic, the output values are updated only in the memory. When ladder scan is done, the output will be updated using temporary values in the memory. Then again, this PLC after output scan again going to the self test. So this is the PLC operation sequence. Now next is comparison between PLC and the PC. PLC, programmable logical controller, and PC is your personal computer. What is the comparison between both? In PLC designed for extreme industrial environments, whereas this PC mainly for data processing and calculations. Second point, in PLC can operation in high temperature and humidity, but this PC is mainly optimized for speed because the data processing and the calculation depends upon the speed, how much the speed of the processor in PC. But this PLC can operate in high temperature and the humidity. In PLC has high immunity to noise, and in PC, no built for extreme environments and can be programmed in several languages. This PC can be programmed in several languages. But in case of PLC, the integrated command interpreter are used for loading the programs. And next is in PLC, there's no secondary memory like HDD. Like HDD means hard disk drive. But in PC, personal computer, secondary memory is built in. And in PLC, it is optimized for single task. So this PLC is optimized for only single task, where you have given the program, which type of program you have given in the PLC. It executes only one program, but your PC it is built for multitask operation. So this is the comparison between PLC and the PC. Now the next is leading brands of PLC. So the main leading brands of PLC are American, European, and the Japanese. In American brands, we are just talking about the Allen Bradley, Gold Modicon, Texas Instruments, General Electric, Westinghouse, Cutter Hammer, and the Scare D. These all are American brands. And further similar to American brands, there are some European brands. For example, Siemens, Lochner, and Muller, Festo, Telemecanique. These are your European brands. And next is Japanese. Japanese, for example, Toshiba, Omron, Fanuc, Mitsubishi. These are your Japanese brands. So mostly the brand used is Allen Bradley. This is the most leading brands of PLC. Next is your PLC sizes. So PLC available in different sizes. It depends upon our criteria. Which type, where we have to implement the PLC for smaller control section, or for the industry, or for the small applications. It depends upon the it depends upon our desired needs, where we have to use PLC. So the PLC available in different sizes. First is Pico. Pico means typically less than 20 input output. So the sizes, the PLC sizes depends upon the input and the output. How many input terminals are there, or the output terminals are there. So the first is Pico. In Pico PLC size, the input output is less than 20. And next is Micro. In Micro, you have saw there is the diagram of PLC with pico size, and here is the micro size. In micro size, the input output is less than 32, and for small size, the input output is less than 128. So the input output port is less than 128. So this is the small size PLC. And in medium size PLC, the input output is less than 1024. The input output terminals are less than 1024. This is your medium PLC. And next is large size PLC. In large size PLC, the input output is greater than 1024. The input output port is greater than 1024. And these large PLCs are used in, for example, large industries, your stone crushers, and metal industries. So these are the different types of PLC sizes. Now the next is applications of PLC. So the application of PLC is, first is food and beverages, petrochemicals, pulp and paper, material handling, substation automation, semiconductors, automotive, oil production facilities, pharmaceutical, tobacco industries, and the freshwater industries. All where in these industries PLC is used. Next is your relays. The relay is nothing but a switch whose operation is activated by an electromagnet. So this is your relay symbol. The relay, here we have input. This is the coil. This coil is made up of copper wire, and this is the contact. Then we programming the PLC program in Zilio software. Then this is the relay coil. This relay coil is also known as the input switch, or you can say relay coil. And here's the output contact. So then we are discussing about the relay coil. The relay coil is nothing but the input, where when we program our program, then this is shown in the form of that. First is relay coil, input switch. This is your output contact. The relay coil is nothing but the input contact. So this electromagnetic switch is the operation of the relay is activated by an electromagnet. Next is your relays. A relay consists of two parts, the coil and the contact. As I told you, the relay consists of two parts. First is coil, and second one is contacts. So the contacts are of two types: normally open contacts and the normally closed contacts. So the contacts are the arrangement of contacts are given. Normally open contact looks like that. Normally closed contact look like that. Off on transition contact look like that. On off transition look like that. And this is the contact. This is the input contact. And in coil is nothing but the output contact. This is the input contact, and this is the coil is the output. So here's the different arrangement of coils. This is the first is your energized coil. The symbol for energized coil is this. Second is de-energized coil. If the symbol is like that, it means the coil is de-energized. Latch means this is if the coil is latch, then latch means it gives fixed for preset input. Latch is nothing but wherever we given the input, the output is fixed. This is the symbol of latch. And unlatch, this is the symbol of unlatch. Next is your advantages of PLC over electromagnetic relays. So what are the advantages of PLC over electromagnetic relays? The relay is nothing but the input switch, or you can say that it's also known as relay coil. First point is the PLC. The PLC is a solid state computerized industrial controller that performs software logic by using input output, CPU, and the memory. So as we discussed earlier, in PLC there is a memory, there is the input output module, there is the CPU or the processor. But in relays, relay is an electromagnetic switching hardware device. It performs only switching operation, just like a switch, on-off switch. Second is function. The PLC plays monitoring as well as controlling roles in the design circuit. The PLC performs both roles, monitoring as well as the controlling. But the relays play only controlling role in the design circuit. For example, like a switch. On condition, the switch is off, and in on condition, the switch is on. So the relay plays only the controlling role in the designing circuit. And the monitoring is not easy in case of relay. Working, if we are talking about working in the PLC, we can write the program. We can write the program with the help of our PC or the laptop. But in the relay, we cannot write the program. It is only its operation is only for controlling role. And next is is operation. PLC is operated on the digital system. If we are talking about the PLC can take input in the digital form, that is, or in the binary form, 0 and 1. But your relay is operated on the analog system. The relay is operated on the analog system. Now, if we are talking about its function, the PLC consists of more programming functions like timer, counter, and the memory, etc. In PLC, there are, as we discussed earlier in the starting, in PLC there is a programmable, there is a programming function like timer, up-down counters, and the memory. But in relay, a relay give only fault detection function. The relay has only fault detection function, and it does not have much advanced functionalities like PLC. Now, the design, you can easily modify the designing circuit in PLC. However program you have designed in PLC, you can modify easily with the help of designing circuit. But in case of relay, the modification of electronic circuit is more difficult as compared to PLC. If we're talking about input-output modules, in PLC, PLC have more capabilities of inputs and the outputs, because PLC are available in different sizes. So as our desired need, we can choose PLC on that basis. But the relay provides, the relay does not have more capabilities, because its function because its main function is to controlling role. Its main function has the controlling role. Now, the PLC provides more flexibility than the relay. If we are talking about the flexibility, we can easily programming in PLC with the help of software like Zilio, with the and the language used is ladder language. With the help of that, with the help of programming devices, we can easily program our programming with the help of PLC, with the help of our laptops and computers. But in case of relay, the relay provides less flexibility, because it performs only single task, that is of controlling. You can easily find the fault by using the software. When we programming on the software, we can when we run the programming on the software, if there is an error, it will show the error in the display board. Sorry, in the programming devices. Here is the fault. Here is the fault. But in case of PLC, it is very hard to find fault in the relay circuit, because the relay is of very compact size. PLC has a time response of nearly 15 milliseconds and the above. The PLC operation is slightly less fast as compared to relay. The relay has less than 10 millisecond response time. Means the relay can operate very fast as compared to PLC. If we are talking about a memory, it consists of memory to store the program. However, we have running the program, whichever program we run in the software, it stores in the memory. But the relay, it does not contain any memory. there are two types of PLCs: compact PLCs and the modular PLCs. But the different types of relay are, if we are talking about the relay, if we are talking about the relay, the different types of relay are electromagnetic relay, thermal relay, and the induction relay. All these relays have own operation. For example, electromagnetic relays, thermal relays used in where we have to control the temperature. Induction relay is used in AC circuits, like that. So this is the overall about the PLC and the PLC components, PLC block diagram, PLC leading branch, and overall. Thank you.